Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody, fake baby daddy, voice of the street, man. And today we in Massachusetts, y'all. Boston, Massachusetts, to be exact, y'all. So we gonna be covering the story of the 9 elderly people killed in an assisted living facility. Now, I got one of my subscribers, she's, I guess, pretty young. She said, G Shrimp, what is an assisted living home? I said, okay, let me break it down. Now, assisted living home, y'all, is like a nursing home. But the difference with assisted living is it's not 24-hour care. Assisted living home is these people, elderly people, they can live on their own. But they will have CNAs come in the daytime. One apartment might need they CNA to cook for them. The other one might need they person to do the laundry. Somebody else might just need their apartment cleaned up. So every floor have different needs and people do different things. But the problem is all those CNAs or home living people that come, you know, they call them homemakers sometimes too, they leave, y'all. They go home. And this lies the problem only when it's a fire. See, because some of them, they move slow. They can move around the apartment at their own pace. But when you trying to get out and you talking about a fire, you turn the lights off. And you don't know what to do. You trying to walk in the dark. They can't do that. They can't do that. And I'm talking about 9 people died. Before it was all over, this whole building burnt to the damn ground. Burnt to the ground. And then the fire department, they did a remarkable job, y'all, saving people. When they pulled up, elderly people were hanging out the fucking window, you know, deciding whether they should jump, let go, or whatever. But when the firemen pulled up, they had to get right to fucking work. Right to work. They don't got time to talk like you see them on TV. Check one, do this, do that. Okay, get the ladder. They pull up like, God damn. Ain't nobody got to tell them to get the ladder. They can see it. They like, damn. They got right on it. And they saved a lot of people. The police chief or the fire chief, he said, in this one night, they saved more people at this building than they have saved in the whole year combined. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of people. I'm going to let y'all see some of these news clips, man. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. Check this out.
And a devastating fire broke out
Oh no, we're not finna listen to this bitch sounds.
at an assisted living facility in Fall River, just south of Boston in the United States.
Let me go back, y'all. No. We not finna listen to that. That sound Korean or something. Hey, I'm sorry. I don't mean no disrespect, but I think I can find an English one, man. I didn't know she was Korean or something. It's so many people covering y'all because it's a big story. You know, it's a big story. And I'd rather talk about this than all the simple shit who got shot.
In Massachusetts, at least 9 people are dead after a fire broke out at an assisted living facility. The local fire chief said that dozens of firefighters arrived to find heavy flames and smoke at the Gabriel House complex. When they arrived, several elderly residents were hanging out of their windows waiting to be rescued. More than 24 people were injured. 5 firefighters were also hurt, but they are expected to be okay. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
And they really don't know what caused. I hope that nobody set these fires, y'all. Because if they did, oh my God, they gonna be in trouble. Because it's a heavy penalty for dealing with them homeless people. I mean, the elderly people. If you harm them in any type of way, you know, I worked at these nursing homes, so I know a lot about it, y'all. And
A fire at an assisted living facility has left 9 people dead and dozens more injured.
And firefighters there are calling it an unspeakable tragedy. We do have team coverage for you tonight. Our crews have more on what happened, the next steps for displaced residents, and whether that building they called home was even deemed safe.
Let's begin with our John Maroney. John, this all started in the middle of the night. Tell us more.
Colton, the building is getting secured at this hour, and the investigation is underway. It has been a very difficult day here in the city of Fall River, given the loss of life.
look at that, y'all. Damn.
That there were more rescues out of this building last night than there have been in the 23 years that I've been a firefighter combined.
A forensic search in
23 years, he said. I thought he said a year.
People dead and one critically
Damn.
hurt during a smoky overnight blaze. Firefighters say they were slowed by inadequate staffing.
We did the best we could with what we had, and what we had was not enough. And for many years in the city of Fall River, public safety has been a line item.
The blaze started around 9:30 and was contained to one section of the building. About 70 people reside at the assisted living facility and need help performing daily routines. More than half had to be rescued.
Look at all them ambulances. God damn.
Multiple victims hanging out the windows, screaming and begging for help and to be rescued.
The flames were knocked down and it quickly became a rescue operation with firefighters, police, and EMS working to save as many lives as possible.
This was not anybody's plan on a Sunday night at the middle of July to come out here and tackle this, and they did a spectacular job.
The Gabriel House has been on Oliver Street for more than 20 years. The city says it's working closely with the owner to make sure residents get what they need.
He has other property in Fall River. He's down here right now making plans to take his responsibilities seriously for the building and especially for the tenants.
Now we're back live. The mayor says that the owner of the Gabriel House is cooperating with the city. We tried to talk to him this morning here at the scene. He left without any comment. This has become a very complicated investigation. It will take a long time, according to investigators. We're live in Fall River. John Maroney, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, John, thanks for starting us off. Now we turn to NBC 10's Brianna Borghi with the stories of those who survived.
And Brianna, a lot of people had to be rescued, many by ladder. And now with their home damaged by this fire, I can't even imagine. They've got a tough road ahead.
Priscilla, Colton, the stories we have heard today are just unimaginable. Many residents spent the night here at the Tomeo Center. Some of them were taken off-site in a bus just a couple of hours ago, but we spoke to several of them earlier today about the debilitating smoke that filled the building last night and their harrowing experiences trying to escape.
All the smoke from all were right in my face, and all what I could do was just stand there and choke, and I thought it was going to be the end of everything.
As flames tore through Gabriel House Assisted Living Facility in Fall River, Albert Almanza thought the worst.
Both of my daughters died within a year. Both of them, so my whole family's gone. And I'm alone, and that made it worse. I didn't know what I was going to do.
That is until a firefighter grabbed his hand and guided him down the stairs to safety. Dozens of other people were rescued over ladders, including Lorraine Ferrara, who lived on the second floor.
I opened the window and I yelled, "Help, help, help," second floor. And the fireman came up and got me.
Two of her close friends did not survive.
I will never forget this nightmare. Never.
Residents were taken to a temporary shelter nearby where Mayor Paul Coogan says they're making sure people get the medication they need and have a place to stay.
Now we go down the list of our 69 original residents. Where did this one go? Where did that one go? And then we start calling nursing homes to see how many beds we need.
But for many survivors, the future remains uncertain.
As of now, I have no idea, and that's the worst part of all of it. You just don't know what you're going to do from here on out.
Now, out of these 70 or
you
so
gonna be
residents,
looking for another apartment. Fuck
7
you,
of
man.
them
What you
have
gonna
been
do?
placed in new facilities. He also says that he's making sure that nobody is discharged from the hospital without having a place to stay. And his priority is making sure that we're able to restore a sense of normalcy to all of those affected. We're live in Fall River. Brianna Borghi, NBC 10 Boston.
Brianna, thank you. And a quick note for you at home. The city of Fall River has set up a notification center for families looking for information about relatives living staying at the Gabriel House. Families, you can call that number up on your screen right now. It's 508-674-5741. You can also visit the chapel at St. Anne's Hospital.
Now, in the wake of this deadly fire, there are a lot of questions about the building's safety and whether it had been inspected recently.
And for more on that, we want to turn to our consumer investigative reporter, Bianca Beltran. Bianca, you did some digging. What did you find out about this building?
Well, Priscilla Colton, assisted living residences like the Gabriel House are subject to oversight from various agencies on the state and local level. And we obtained a copy of the most recent building code inspection certificate conducted by Fall River's Inspectional Services Department. And it states that the certificate was issued in October of last year and would expire this October. It also provides some details about the building's capacity: 15 occupants on the first floor, 28 occupants on the second floor, and 33 on the third floor. Again, that's the building's capacity. Officials today said there were about 70 residents at the facility. Now, we've requested a copy of the full inspection report to learn more about what exactly was reviewed during that inspection. And we've also learned from the mayor's office that the Fall River Fire Department also conducted an inspection at Gabriel House in July. Assisted living residences must be certified by the Commonwealth's Executive Office of Aging and Independence. They conduct compliance reviews at least once every 2 years. So from this, we know that officials have inspected the building within the last year, but we want to know more about the scope of those inspections. So we're also working to obtain more information from all of these agencies about emergency safety measures that were in place at the Gabriel House and their status at the time of these recent inspections. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Bianca Beltran, NBC 10 Boston.
Yes, still so many more questions that need answers. Bianca, thank you. And for more continuing coverage of this situation as it continues to develop, we will bring you new information on air as soon as it is available. We also have the very latest on our website up right now at NBCBoston.com.
Do you think this can...
Now, let me just say this, y'all. Y'all heard me say I worked in these facilities. That's where I met my wife at, y'all. My wife was a nurse. Me and her was together 30 years. She just was older than I. I met her, I was 20, she was 40. And I started flirting with her and we ended up getting together and we stayed together 30 years. She was a nurse at a nursing home. I was fresh out the work release center and we met and hooked up, right? So we kind of followed each other from job to job. I worked at a place called Westshire Nursing Home. It's over there on 22nd, like in Cicero, way over there by Arlington Racetrack, right? So one day they hired me as the assistant supervisor because of the last job I worked at, I was the supervisor. So when I put in for the application, they gave me that spot the first day I started working there, right? So, I used to be making my rounds, doing what I had to do. And one day, the kitchen had a fire in it. They called, we need all men to the kitchen. Stat, we got a fire. This is the lady, little Hispanic lady. All men to the kitchen, we got a fire. We need all men stat. Now, I hear the word fire. First thing I do is grab a fire extinguisher and I go. The CNAs was on top of their job. They start closing the doors. The reason they close the doors, y'all, is to keep the backdraft down, y'all. Because fire needs air to burn. So if it's air circulating, it's go through that fire and make it bigger. That's why they have fire doors in these senior buildings, right? That's why sometimes if it's a fire down there, you might could close the doors on this end and shut all the windows and save these people, right? So we runs down there, y'all. It's one of the guys, he's fighting the fire by himself, right? So I come up, I got my fire extinguisher, and me and him both pushed the fire back. Now we can see the stove and the grease fire where it's burning at. Now I'm asking all my housekeepers, hand me another fire extinguisher, hand me a fire extinguisher. I got like 5 other housekeepers under me. Ain't damn one of these motherfuckers got a fire extinguisher. And I'm saying, did y'all hear what I heard? So thank God security run down there. He had me another fire extinguisher. Not we put the fire out. Now I'm pissed because I feel embarrassed. All my housekeepers down here and ain't nobody got a fire extinguisher. Every floor you work at, every exit, it's a fire extinguisher. If you got to go down the stairs, there's a fire extinguisher right here. It's one by the elevator. It's one by the bathroom. They all over the building. So I had a meeting. I took them outside because I really wanted to get on their ass. But I didn't know I was right under the boss's window, right? So I'm like, man, did y'all hear what I heard? They like, I said, why the fuck ain't none of y'all got a fire extinguisher? You know what someone told me? I didn't know where Nan was at. What? I said, how long you been working here, bruh? About 6 months. You telling me you don't know where no damn fire extinguisher is? I say they by every exit. I was hot, y'all. So I checked some real good, go back in the building, right? And the lady administrator approached me. She said, oh, baby, I heard you. You read their ass the Riot Act. And I'm like, yeah, they was wrong. They should have knew where damn fire extinguisher was, right? So I'm talking to this lady. I said, ma'am, how long would it take to evacuate this building? She said, I don't know. I said, well, you need to fucking find out. You know what I mean? Because had this been a real fire, in the event of that, we in trouble. When it's a real fire, y'all, the elevator stop. You can't use the elevator. Now, the patients that can walk, they no problem. But you got some that are bedridden. You know what I mean? And that means 2 of their CNAs have to pick them up in the sheet and carry them to where they got to go. Don't you know this chick, y'all, 3 days later, called the emergency fire drill? And everybody sprang into action doing what they doing. 10 minutes, we had everybody out there. We missing one lady. Only reason I knew she was missing, she was an old racist chick. She never want us to clean up room and all that, so we used to just give her supplies. So I used to tell the housekeeper, don't argue with her, just give her what she want, fuck her. She don't want her room clean, don't worry about it. I warned her over back. I killed her with kindness. Every time I come, I know she didn't want her room clean, I would just hand her little bag, right? One day that bitch wasted some Kool-Aid on the floor. Yes, she did. That shit started getting sticky. Fire started coming in there. And listen, I come by, here your bag. Oh, excuse me. Hey, can I what? I waste some Kool-Aid over. Now she got to be nice. She ain't used to it, but she did it. Hey, can you get that up? Oh, no problem. I mopped it up for her. Cool. She like, thank you. After that, she started letting us clean her room. So when we get out there, she lived on the 9th floor. So I see all the units, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9. So I go standing by the 9th floor because that's where my supervisor office was. So this was the line I had to stand in. So I'm looking around at the patient. I said, man, what an old lady. They're like, who? The little racist bitch. I said, go get her, bruh. You got to go get her. Run and do not use the fucking elevator. My man ran up there, y'all, and he come back. He was carrying us. 15 minutes it took us to evacuate that building. 9 floors. The fire department said we did real good, right? Do you know my co-workers was fucking mad at me? They said he the one had us call a fire drill. I'm like, hold on. I'm just a housekeeping supervisor. I can't call no damn fire drill. The administrator hooked that up. I just asked the question. How fast would it take us to evacuate that building? How much time would it take? That's the only thing I asked, which was a good question, considering we had just had a fire. They supposed to practice that. You know what I mean? That big building they was just at, man, that could have been a lot worse than 9 people died, y'all. It might have been a lot better if it happened in the daytime because there would have been more people there to help. But by it being nighttime, I'm surprised they didn't lose more people than that. Even the man said the fire department did a remarkable job. And they still didn't have enough people there. Did you see all the ambulances they had out there? they had damn near 12 ambulances out there. I'm like, damn, y'all talking about y'all ain't have enough. What the fuck y'all get all these ambulances for? They was ready. They was prepared, y'all, you know. So I'm glad only 9 people died. You got to say rest in peace to these people. I'm glad it wasn't worse. Because they said it was like 90 other people that they saved. And you heard the man say when they pulled up, people was hanging out the window. That mean their apartment was getting too damn hot. They were to hang out the window, and they wasn't gonna let go until the fire started burning their damn hand. And you know, fire drills ain't something you just wanna have every day, because the fire department charge your ass $500 every time you pull a fire alarm. You kids at school, every time you think you're being funny, you pull that fire alarm, you costing your school $500. Even at the nurse home, every time a fire alarm is pulled, it costs $500 because they got to come and reset it. They have to stick the key in there and reset that fire alarm. I told you, I worked at these nursing homes and I knew what all the keys was. And there was one key I had never used. When the fire alarm was tripped and the fireman comes, said, I need the key to the box. I said, I don't know where no damn key at. But I started thinking, I always try to think. I said, it's only one key I have not used. And it had a red tag on it. I grabbed that key, went down there, why it opened it right up. I'm like, boy, thank God for being smart sometimes. Just a little intelligence help you, man. Common sense will go a long way, y'all. You feel me? Now let me give a shout out to all the people who hit the cash out. Oh, I'm sorry, nobody hit it. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.